I assembled the rest of the steering links and turnbuckles, and we're ready to put those on the front of the car. And we'll start with the steering link. No, we're going to start with the roll center link. Looks like we're using the outside hole. I'm gonna thread that right in there. One millimeter spacer on there. And again on the outer hole. All right, and then when you are connecting to the C-hub, per the instructions, it's going to go in the hole that is to the outside the most. So no spacer on that one. And you'll be careful when you're putting the ball studs on. The one on the outside of the roll center link is a 6 millimeter thread, while the rest are 8 millimeters. So we're gonna put that on. And snap that in place. A little luck anyway. There we go. And again, on the opposite side, going on the outer hole in the C-hub. Snap that one on. There we go. All right, now for the steering links, we're going to turn the buggy in this orientation, and you're just going to be careful that you are making the connections correctly here. The curved ball cup is going to go to the steering plate, and it is curved toward the front of the car. So toward the front of the car on the steering plate. I believe that one just uses a lock nut on the underside. Yes, it does. So we got a lock nut and a single millimeter spacer, I believe. Yes, single millimeter spacer on the top side of that plate. Just like that. And we'll start that little thread by hand and then grab a driver. All right, and then where the steering link connects to the plate here, I believe that's a 1 millimeter spacer as well. Yes, it is. grab that. Good. That does stick out beyond the backside of that plate there just a little bit, probably about 1 millimeter. I'll make sure I'm using the right thing here. That is 8mm thread. Yeah, I've got the right ball stud in there. We'll just make sure that when we wrap up the front end on that there's no binding anywhere. All right, so again, steering link curved out toward the front of the car. 1mm spacer on there, right through that plate with a lock nut on the back side. Right. And then again, a 1mm spacer. And you connect that to the steering plate. If I remember correctly, on the build for the 23, they had you install the ball studs on the steering plate before you did the steering links, and then you had to snap it on, and while everything was kind of floppy, I think this makes a little more sense. Don't quote me on it, but that's what I'm thinking that we did. Great. All right, so that is the installation of the Whitz links, the turnbuckles. I think front and back looks really good. Kind of has that dark, stealthy look that I was hoping for, so I'm really pleased with that. I think our next task is shocks. So we're going to start that here in a few minutes. Thanks for watching.